Hello and welcome to another video on how to become a business consulting freelancer. So, Paul Mendes, the Zero to Mastery structure of this course, he created that in several models. So, the first model talk about is the fundamentals of getting started building a freelance consulting career, and I highlight career word. And then once you know about that, the fundamentals, uh, now getting started as a freelance consulting, and then down the line, see where you can find and land high paying consulting clients. So, to know and to have, to get your hands dirty on how to conduct a research and gather quality data. So this is something important because this is actually the task that a consultant does. Conduct a research, conduct a research, analyze data, and then present results based on that. So right now in the model 5, okay, Paul Mendes described the importance of creating a personal brand as a freelancer. Why? Because if you rely on hourly rate, the hourly rate service days, right? So you exchange money or you exchange your time for money, right? Which is a particular business model. The question is that is sustainable? As a freelancer, as a business consultant, is the best way to you to provide value, or that is a good investment of your time? If not, what will be the best way to do that? So, creating a personal brand not only will help you with your overall success, uh, but also, first, to gain trust and authority in that domain by showing your work, by doing all the things that you have done in the past. Be consistent on that, make it public. So building this trust and authority based on the thing that you have done and the problem you have helped, uh, the problem you help to others to solve, that is start to lead you to this new endeavor of opening up to new opportunities, from magazines, radio, podcasts, Instagrams, YouTube channels. So their audience now can identify you and your audience and who you're target with. So with that, as you grow up your network, and this is over time, by growing your network, by going up to these different opportunities, podcasts, radio, uh, magazines. So it will open up you to new opportunities, uh, that allow you to grow your network, and also uh, it will help you to it will also help other CEOs, entrepreneurs, clients to see the value in connecting with you, and then is where you can attract clients and charge them more. Again, this is a couple benefits of creating the personal brand, and I will argue that this is the level 1, right? So as you build your personal brand about what you have done in the past and how you have been doing things, that will lead you is to this, right? uh, Also, Paul Benders described is how you can develop your personal brand. So embrace what sets you apart. Uh, Meaning, regardless the way how you are providing solutions or how you're helping others to solve their problems, as well as applying the theory, practice, and outcomes, okay, is also find a way that sets you apart, not only from the competition, but for your life as well. Protect your brand at all costs, being authentic. This is something very easy to say, but a lot of the time, and recently now, a lot of people are putting eyeballs on the screen to engage with people that they think they telling them things genuinely. So the more genuine you are, the more authentic you are. Meaning is that the more you align with your inner values, and the more you question your values, and you try to find a way or a solution and make it public, have accountability in the process. So the more reputation you will earn along the way, and others will see the potential in not only see watch your content, but in connect to you. But this is something interesting, because this is some sort of art form. uh, there is no general guidelines to do that, uh, but at least there's some fundamentals in order to understand that fundamentals that on this Zero to Mastery course on how to become a business consulting freelancer they teach you. Uh, so in this section, okay, I also talk the benefits of creating a personal brand, as well as how you can do that, okay, which is something they mention here. Uh, to embrace what sets you apart, protect your brand at all costs, being authentic, meaning be worthy of belief and trust, okay? So you later on become a thought leader in that industry, okay? And when it comes now to generate content, okay, to create this personal or this digital personal brand, choose one or two platforms. In my particular case, I'm choosing several platforms here. Uh, Twitter, YouTube, yeah, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, right? Uh, Two of them I generate. The content that I generate on those platforms are mostly text, except for Instagram and YouTube, where I post is image about my thought process, about things that I know that are important to myself and might be valuable to others. And the whole point of this is to, which is the second level. The first level is a service base, okay? And the second level is when you create a product and you sell that product. Yes, a lot of people might be disagree with that because they thought that is you're selling yourself. Yes, you're actually selling yourself, but your selling is something that is not fake, something that has happened to you, and this is the way how you try to solve it. So, create a course or a book for that might help you in that regard. Uh, so, yeah, this is building an online presence and producing content. Remember, the idea is to focus is on these two platforms, uh, as well as to do your research. And this is something that I love here because I experience that. Consistency is key, and where or if content is king, consistency is queen. And this is well you can, for example, create a schedule of different posts, what you're gonna do, and how you're gonna do it about it. But the whole point of this is to uh, re- the whole point of this is to create content that is dynamic and talk about your uh, your topics or the thing that you have interest in. as well as to provide value to others, because that's the whole point of this. So to provide value. So I need to understand. Okay, so uh, I need to understand something in order to develop your personal brand. Okay, because I had this belief that business are fixed, right? So this is what they do for the rest of their life. Period. No question asked. If you ask questions, you get shot. So the reality is that a lot of this large company that we know today, or this brand that we know today, most of them began doing something completely different than now. I will argue that the companies that remain the same, at least in its operation, its business operations, are the financial industry. What does it mean with that? So, for example, Bank of America, J.P. Morgan, Chase, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, uh, Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, all of this, as well as investment banks, brokerage firms, mortgage firms. So the pattern here that I want to see, or that I want to mention, is very, very important. And I'm not telling you anything new, right? I'm not saying anything new. Uh, the thing here is that manage your resource is crucial, whether it's time, money, or anything. But manage them is crucial, because a great example is that how is possible that Bank of America, where its predecessor was found in 1799 and is still running today? You know, we're talking like more than 200 years in the field, right? So, and again, all of these institutions are very, very, very young, because 200 years in human history is nothing. In any case, so by looking at this pattern, okay, about the banking sector, the financial sectors, as well as these top tech or top brands that we know. So for example, like Nokia, which is a Finnish multinational, right? Founded in 1865, uh, somewhat similar to the foundation of Credit Suisse. Okay, so Nokia Finnish. So it started in pulp and paper manufacturing, and then move on to the telecommunications and technology. I always thought that Nokia, by it was something like Japanese or Chinese company. It's Japanese, also. It turns out it's not what you think. The reality is not what you think. So Nokia, a Finnish multinational company, start starting as starting in yeah, it's starting the pulp and paper manufacturing, and they move on to telecommunications and technology industry. Bayer, a German multinational, founded in 1863, somewhat similar to the Nokia and Credit Suisse. Uh, start in dye and chemical manufacturing, and then move on to pharmaceuticals and life science. Dye and manufacturing. You know what is the pattern here? Is that a lot of these companies start in the or these two companies start with something that was needed back then. So in the first sector of the economy, okay, where the first or the second sector of the economy, all right. pulp and paper manufacturings and dye and chemical manufacturings. So they bought a lot of these raw materials and they add a value to them. So pulp and paper manufacturing, Nokia, and they move on to telecommunications and technology. Bayer starting in dye in chemical manufacturing and then move on to pharmaceuticals and life science. Siemens start in telecommunications and then diverse technology industry. So we move on to diverse technology in industry. Siemens, so energy, healthcare, and infrastructure. The thing that I remember from them is that telecommunications, a lot of these cell phones, right? So it moved to that. The energy, healthcare, and insurance. American Express, founded in 1850, start in express mail business, and they move on to financial service, including credit card and travel service. Something interesting, something very, very interesting. Express mail and business, and they move on to financial service, including credit cards and travel service. And the other is DuPont. DuPont, founded in 1802, it started in gunpowders and explosive manufacturing, moved to chemicals, materials, in various industrial sectors. So the whole point of this, is to recognize that each one of those companies that has over 150 years founded, or that have over 100 years old, okay, is to recognize that each one of them start in a industry and then move on to a different one or evolve with that industry. So two key things in there. So evolutions or adaptation. So evolution or moving on. So you're not a three, basically, you know. So this is something very, very interesting. Nokia is a multinational, it's a Finnish multinational that start in dye and paper manufacturers and then move on to telecommunications and technology. Bayer, founded in roughly 1850, start in dye in chemical manufacturing and then move on to pharmaceuticals and life science. Siemens, a German conglomerate, founded in roughly 50, start in telecommunications, start in telegraphic telecommunications, Siemens, and then move on to a different industry related to technology, so energy, healthcare, and infrastructure, and city sectors. American Express, founded roughly in 1850, is starting express mail service and they move on to financial service with credit card and travel service. And then DuPont. So DuPont, which was founded in 1802, start in explosive, is in gunpowder and explosive manufacturing, and then move on to chemicals, materials, and then move on to chemical materials in various industry sectors. But chemicals and materials. All right. Okay. So with that understanding, all right, about these companies, and again, I just mentioned companies that have over 150 years old. Okay, to see actually the evolution in each one of those companies, uh, which is something that I can use as an example. Okay, which is something that I can use as an example here for my digital economics here, for my digital economic degree here. When I talk about is test yourself and practice. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me add this. Identify your strength and weakness. Yeah, business in the business history or 150 years. Business history of the past 150 years. And that is when I'm going to add this. Add Nokia, Siemens, Bayer, at Nokia, Siemens, Bayer. Yeah, Nokia, Siemens, Bayer, American Express, Nokia, Siemens, Bayer, American Express, and DuPont. DuPont. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So now that I know about the benefit of creating a personal brand, as well as how you can do that, and the way to do that by generating content, focuses on 1 to 2 platforms, and then remember that consistency is key. So now is you can also use some social media management tools to actually generate your posts. Okay, so with that, now today's video is about how to embrace collaboration. How to embrace collaboration. Okay.
Discussing how to embrace collaboration to have the most success possible.
Okay. The whole point of this is to how to embrace collaboration to have the most success. Exactly, the most success possible.
My favorite thing to do whenever you're thinking about embracing collaboration is to build your Dream 100.
Okay. So Paul Mendes mentioned that his favorite thing. Come on.
I first heard about this topic from Possible. My favorite thing to do whenever you're thinking about embracing collaboration is
His favorite things when his favorite things to do when embracing collaboration
to build your Dream 100.
is to build your dream 100.
I first heard about this topic from Russell Brunson, and
Mhm. A topic mentioned by who the
Favorite
fuck?
thing to do whenever you're thinking about embracing collaboration is to build your Dream 100. I first heard about this topic from Russell Brunson.
Russell Brunson. Russell Brown Brown. Um. Okay, Russell 100 Dream. Russell Brunson. Okay, Russell Brunson. Marketing strategy. Interesting. Click funnels to the Dream marketing strategy. The Dream 100 strategy. Maybe you're not exactly sure what it is, but the Dream 100. Follow friends, subscribe by, podcast blog, value, joint venture, promote, endorsement, dig your well, promotion. Interesting. Apply the Dream 100 to your business. Public relationship. Public relations, influencer marketing, search engine optimization, social media, affiliate army. Identify your dream customer. Okay, health, wealth, and relationship. The three markets. Or, or health, wealth, and relationships. The three markets. Wealth, finance, investing, real estate, and sales. Health, diet, nutrition, strength training, weight loss, and relationship. Marriage advice, dating advice, and love. Again, I don't know where you get this. I don't know where you get this. Away from pain toward pleasure. What? No. Okay, you're wrong here. Step 2, build a sales funnel. Dream 100. Traffic that earn you. Work your way in. Traffic that control you. Buy your way in. Traffic that you own. Your list. hmm Russell Branson. Interesting. Russell Branson. The concept of Dream 100. Russell Branson. Unlocking targeted hard traffic. Mastering the Dream 100 marketing strategy. Russell Branson. It's because a lot of people have Russell Branson. Ah, look. Russell Branson? Yes. Interesting. Okay. Russell Branson. hmm Russell Branson. Co-founder of ClickFunnels, father, husband, wrestler, and GT bestseller. hmm US Today best-selling author. Again, we are all exploring is these ideas. We are all exploring these ideas. You know, We are all exploring these ideas. Join the Marketing Secret Emails newsletter. Get a free copy of .com Secrets. Get a free copy of Expert Secrets, Traffic Secrets. There is no things like free, my friend. Yes, reserve my free copy now. Exactly, you're gonna hear about that. Despite the free launch, man. Despite the free launch. Unfair advantage. Exactly, the old selling is this. Is free shipping. Get a free copy of Expert Secrets. Shipping. Get a free shipping. Oh man. Oh man. I love it. You gotta love it. But in any case, exactly. This completely. Alright. So what is Russell Branson dream about, right? According to Paul Mendes.
And it's all about building a collection of influencers that you'd like to work with. And
Okay, so the Dream 100, a topic mentioned by Russell Branson. A topic mentioned by Russell Branson. Allow me to disagree here. Allow me to disagree. Mhm. So a topic mentioned by Russell Branson.
that you'd like to build your Dream 100. I first heard about this topic from Russell Brunson, and it's all about building a collection of influencers that you'd like to work with and that you'd like to collaborate with.
Okay. It's all about building. It's all about building a collection of influencers that you wanna grow with.
I first heard about this topic from Russell Brunson, and it's all about building a collection of influencers that you'd like to work with and that you'd like to collaborate with.
Okay, that you like to work with, exactly. It's a collection of influencers that you like to work with and collaborate.
These 100 people can also be brands and also be companies.
Exactly. Collaborate. These 100 people can be brands, people, or companies.
It's all about those who are in your specific field of expertise.
Exactly. It's all about those who are in your area of expertise.
Consulting industry, and that they share the same.
Mm-hmm. So these 100 people can be brands, people of companies, all about that. And it's all about those who are in your area of expertise in consulting that share the same values. Very, very important here. That share common values.
Values that you do, because what you're going to be doing.
Exactly. The same value that you do.
those who are in your specific field of expertise, your consulting industry, and that they share the same values that you do. Because what you're going to be doing is thinking
Exactly. So they share the same value that you do.
about how you can get some of those people's audiences to also know about you,
Exactly. How to know how to get those people audience to know about you, especially if you're going to provide a service.
also follow you. And that's all through collaboration. But it all starts thinking about how you can get some of those people's audiences to
All those people's audiences.
also know about you, to also follow you.
How to get those people's audience to know about you, to follow, to follow you.
And that's all through collaboration. But it all starts with building your Dream 100.
Okay, the whole idea here is to know how you can with this build, with this Dream 100 is to it's a collection of people, of influencers, company that you want to work with them and collaborate. So these people can be brands, companies, individuals, or anything that you want to work with them in your area of expertise and consulting. Something very very important. That have the same values that you do, because you want to go to those audience and you want to know, you want to present to them how to get those people to know about you, to follow. So again, this is level one of doing this.
What you want to do is actually sit down and write this out. If you commit to this exercise and you really are ready to take your consulting career to the next level, you want to write it down. You can always
Exactly. You need to commit now. You need to commit, or if you are serious about it, if you're serious, you're serious about your freelance consulting career, you commit
do is
yourself.
actually sit down and write this out. If you commit to this exercise
Exactly. You commit to write it down. You commit to write it down.
and you really are ready to take your consulting career to the next level, you want to write it down. You can
Exactly. If you're serious about your freelancer consulting career and you commit to write it down, if you're serious about your freelance consulting career to take it to the next level, you commit to write it down. This list.
always type it up later, put it into an Excel spreadsheet or into your CRM. But to start out,
Okay. So you can exactly this is no what. So you can do it by using your CRM or spreadsheet.
it's very helpful to start to write this out. And then from there, you can then transfer it to a digital form.
But it is very important to write it down, and from there translate translate it translate translate it to a digital format. Translating to a digital format. Yeah, translate it into a digital format.
When you're doing your research to find your Dream 100,
So this is not the know-how. So when you are doing your research to find your dream 100,
it can be helpful to segment into 4 different
Exactly. It can be helpful. It's not mandatory, but it can be helpful to segment it. It can be helpful to segment it in it can be helpful to segment it into four areas
lists. This will help you differentiate
or
with
four
digital
different
format.
lists.
When you're doing your research to find your Dream 100, it can be helpful to segment into 4 different lists. This will help you differentiate your
Different
Dream
lists.
100 and make sure that it is balanced and it represents a full scope of where your dream future audience will be.
Okay. Okay.
Lists. This will help you differentiate your Dream 100 and make sure that it is balanced.
This will help you. This will help you to
Find your Dream 100, it can be helpful to segment into 4 different lists. This will help you differentiate your Dream 100 and make sure that it is balanced and it represents a full.
so this will help you to make your dream 100 balance and represent
Scope of where you segment into 4 different lists. This will help you differentiate your Dream 100 and make sure that it is balanced and it represents a full scope of where your dream
and represents a full scope of your brand.
future audience will be.
Okay, and represent a full scope of your future audience will be, or yourself.
The first is different bloggers. People writing blog content, different businesses writing blogs and articles about your industry and your area of expertise as a consultant. The next is social media influencers. So here's where you're going to go to Instagram and Facebook and all of the different platforms like LinkedIn and Pinterest and see who in your field is having the most success and that makes the most sense to start to model after and eventually try to collaborate with. After that is a list of business owners and people who have a big list built. So even if they don't necessarily own a business, they may have a personal brand built around an industry or around a platform or a coding language, let's say, and they have an audience. They have a list of people already built. That's the other type of person you want to differentiate and make sure you're getting a good amount of those people as well and those brands and companies on your Dream 100 list. And then it's podcasters who focus on the audio segment of it. And a lot of people listen to podcasts in their car on the way to work. So making sure you're segmenting your Dream 100 into these 4 different lists. They don't have to be these exact lists. They don't have to be exactly 25 on each list, but do your best to come up with a list of as many people as you can that are in your Dream 100, because that is how you're going to embrace collaboration. It's first marking down who you want to follow, and then from there, making sure you start to dig your well. The whole idea is to build a relationship with each of these 100 people and brands.
Exactly. So the whole idea of this is to build a relationship with those peoples and brands. The whole idea of this is to build relationships with those business and brands.
And the idea is that you're digging a well before you need it. So if you think about it, if you need water,
And the idea is to dig in a well before you need it.
at some point or another, but not right this second, what you can do is you can dig a well. And what's going to happen is that well down the line will help you have water when you need it. It's the same way with if you're going to go purchase a house. You're going to start making a side investment account for the purposes of purchasing that home later on. You're going to start saving up, put your money in the market, start doing everything you can to get your income up. And then down the line, you're going to go buy a house. It's the same exact thing with embracing collaboration as a consultant. So understanding this metaphor is very helpful because right up front, it's not going to pay off. It actually may seem like it's
Exactly, right up front. To build a relationship with those businesses and brand, and the idea is to digging a well before you dig a well before you need it. So the whole idea is to build a relationship with those businesses and brands, and the idea is to dig a well before you need it.
you're digging a well before you need it. So if you think about it, if you need water at some point or another, but not right this second, what you can do is you can dig a well. And what's going to happen is that well down the line will help you have water when you need it. It's the same way with if you're going to go purchase a house. You're going to
Well, allegedly. It's the same way as purchase a house.
start making a side investment account for the purposes.
You start to make where is the audience here? The audience here is for people that want to purchase a house. So it's the same way as purchase a house.
Of purchasing that home later on, you're going to start saving up when you need it. It's the same way with if you're going to go purchase a house. You're going to start making a side investment account for the purposes of
Exactly. You want to start. You want to start to make. You want to start to make a saving account for that.
purchasing that home later on. You're going to start saving up, put your money
Exactly. You want to start to make a savings account for that.
in the market, start doing everything you can to get your income up.
So it's the same way to purchase a house. You want to start to make a saving account. Everything you can to raise your income until you can afford
And
it.
then down the line, you're going to go buy a house. It's the same exact.
And then down the line, you can buy a house. Again, this is for material things. This is for material things. This is somewhat different at relationship. It can be similar, but it's not the same.
Thing with embracing collaboration as a consultant. So understanding this metaphor is very helpful because right up front, it's not going to pay off. It actually may seem like it.
Exactly. Right up front. So right up front, it won't pay off.
It's a lot of work up front to make this list and to start reaching out to these people and following them and seeing what they're doing. However, if you envision it like this, you know that you're digging a well that's later going to pay off dividends. It will help you push through and get through this initial part, which is a little bit time intensive. From there,
So right up front, it won't pay off. But in the long run, along with your skill set, is most likely to do.
you want to follow everyone. Once you've completed your Dream 100 or got as close as possible as you can, it's time to follow.
Exactly. The next step is to follow everyone, or to follow certain accounts, or to reply. The follow. This is the first step, right? The second step too. Follow accounts.
Everyone and start to nurture those relationships. So you can find their Facebook page, their Twitter, their Instagram, their YouTube. On top of that, you can do the opposite and also purge anyone, unfollow anyone who doesn't fit your personal brand anymore. Because whenever you get on social media and now you're a consultant, you want to embrace collaboration, you want to build your personal brand, you need to protect yourself and protect your.
Exactly. So step 2, follow accounts. Exactly. Step 2, follow accounts and reply to their content. Yep, follow accounts and reply to their content.
Focus in your energy. So you can also unfollow anyone that doesn't make sense and follow everyone else that you can that's on your Dream 100. Also, as we mentioned, make sure.
Step 2, follow accounts and reply to their content. Step 3, join groups. And interact with them. And interact with them.
Join as many groups as possible as well. You can join mastermind groups, courses, coaching groups.
Exactly. Mastermind courses.
groups, even attend that's on your Dream 100. Also, as we mentioned, make sure to join as many groups as possible as well. You can join mastermind groups, courses, coaching groups.
Exactly. Join groups and interact with them. Mastermind courses. Yeah, mastermind courses, coaching.
Even attend live and digital events if you can. But you also
Even attend live events.
want to go above and beyond just following different people and brands, but you want to integrate yourself into the groups that they're a part of or the groups that they actually are a leader in.
You want to integrate with those groups. You want to integrate in those groups.
This will help you build up your credibility in the marketplace as you start to become a part of these.
Exactly. So this will help you to build your accountability and credibility. Yeah, this will help you to build your accountability and credibility in the market.
Groups. It will also help you develop your personal brand
in those groups, in the market, or in those groups.
and give you so much information that you can use when you start to produce consistent content for yourself. This will give you a leg up and quicken the pace in building that relationship. That's when you want to then begin engaging consistently.
Exactly. Begin engaging consistently. Step 4. Begin engaging consistently.
You can share their own content with your own audience. You can add your own thoughts and stories and comments and
So you can share.
relationship. That's when you want to then begin engaging consistently. You can share their own content with your own audience.
You can share your own content, exactly. So you can share your own content with your audience.
You can add your own thoughts and stories and comments.
Exactly. You can add your own thoughts or stories.
And relate to their content. If you don't have anything yourself right now, that's a great thing to do. But what you want to do,
Exactly. And related to those comments.
is just share what expertise you also have as well. Focus
Exactly. But what you also wanna do is to share your expertise.
on adding value and to their content. If
Exactly.
you don't have anything yourself right now, that's a great thing to do. But what you want to do is just share what expertise you also have as well. Focus on adding value. Answer
Exactly. But what you also want to do is to share your expertise. Focus. Exactly. But what you also want to do is to share your expertise. Focus on provide value, man. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing here in my.
answering people's questions in groups and on people's pages. We're all here learning from each other anyway. So once you start to share your findings and your discoveries, it will start to mesh well with those specific people you're following and the groups they're a part of. And once you can start to show that you're not just there to get something out of it, but you're also there to give, you're also there to provide value and to build meaningful relationships, that will shine through and that is going to help you in the next step. The next step is to reach out for a collaboration.
So step 5, reach out for collaboration.
So this is once you've done all of the work, you've followed all of the different people and the brands that are on your list, you've been engaging with them for multiple weeks, if not multiple months, you've also worked on building your own online presence, producing content to a point where you have a following and you have a specific niche built. That's when it's time to reach out for the collaboration. So once you're reaching out for that collaboration, everything you did before is now going to pay off. That well that you dug is now going to be beneficial because if someone sees your name pop up and you've been active in their group, you're giving value, they see you actively working on your brand, producing content, they're going to be so much more likely to say yes and to want to work with you than if you're just someone that's out of the blue or someone that just followed them yesterday or just joined their group. So remember, you never want to reach out too early, but at the same time, once you've done your work, you've done your due diligence, it's time to reach out for a collaboration. And remember, just like with producing content and just like with reaching out and sending proposals for different jobs, it's all about staying consistent and not getting discouraged. So as you can see here, someone who's talented, who doesn't put in the work and doesn't stay consistent is going to stay the same. However, someone who puts in the work day in and day out, over time, they're going to have more and more results because they're staying consistent. It's the same thing with with their audience. You're now showing up. I hope that was helpful. Go out there, build your Dream 100. Don't skip on this. This will help you take your consulting career to the next level, and it will also help give you a lot more ideas on how you can create content and build your own personal brand to the highest level possible. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.
All right, so with that, that'll be all for today's video. Take care. Bye-bye.